A view of downtown Detroit is seen from the riverfront on a beautiful day here in the Motor City. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Conley.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Bogdanovich out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Pistons, on the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then there's Doumbouya. And it's Galloway in at the 2. Well, Chris, as we wind toward the end of the regular season, what do you notice as an analyst that you didn't notice when you were playing?
Wow, I think what I didn't notice when I was playing was everything that goes on around the arena. Now I get to the games a couple of hours early. I get to interact with fans. I get to see game productions. The business of basketball, just how much everyone loves the game, from Adam Silver down to someone at the concession stands at the arena, how it really is a community and a family. Because when I was in Sacramento, I'm just playing for Sacramento. I didn't realize how many people in New York and Detroit and other places supported not only us in Sacramento, but their home teams, and just seeing how passionate everyone in the business of basketball, how passionate they are. And that's just something awesome to be a part of.
Here's Griffin, and the layup's good off the glass.
Oh, that's where Griffin makes a living, down low, getting points in the paint.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Jazz. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Detroit with the ball. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Quinn Snyder. He knows very well that Blake Griffin is one of the most dynamic and physical offensive weapons in the game. They have to bring their hard hats tonight, Kevin, if they're going to keep BG off the glass.
Thank you, David. Clock at 4. Here's Mitchell. Rebounded by the Pistons.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Here's Griffin. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg, but he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1 3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
The first one falls. Well, Blake Griffin has been working on that three-pointer now, Chris, for a while. Has gotten to where it's a factor.
Yeah, Kevin, and you're right. And for Blake, he doesn't need to make a ton of threes for it to be effective. All he has to do is keep the defense honest with it so they respect it enough where it opens up the rest of his offense.
Griffin hits them both.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. Pass to Bogdanovich. Tries it from the top of the key. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Well, you look back at the title teams for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, dominate the Bulls of that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2014. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well.
And Drummond kicks to Griffin. Griffin draws the double. The kick out to Rose. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Gobert against Drummond. Gobert the pass to Bogdanovich. Right side, Conley. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Shot from 12. Good, he hits the jump shot.
Oh, man, a decent passer at the point guard position. Conley, the more he passes, the better his team is.
Rose scanning the floor. Outside Griffin. Passes it to Drummond. Over Bogdanovich. And it's Drummond missing. Jazz trail by 4. Now, here's Ingles. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Conley finds Mitchell. Again, Mitchell missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Griffin against Mitchell. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And now, a look at Rudy Gobert here. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. First in blocks, fourth in rebounding, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage, really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
He has been a human highlight reel all season long. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now, and he has the numbers to back it up. Mitchell left side.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Again, Mitchell missing. Conley against Rose. Here's Drummond. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Conley dishes to Mitchell. Another miss by Utah.
His touch has been off tonight, and now his judgment is off too. I mean, come on. It's not a smart shot.
Rose passes to Doumbouya. Outside Griffin. 6 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. He tries for 3. They get it again. The kick out to Rose for 3. And the 3 ball is good. Rose has got 6.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Mitchell looking it over. Again, Mitchell missing. Pistons leading by 9. Here's Galloway. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
They kept chucking from distance, and ultimately it was their undoing. A disappointing result.
So for the Pistons, Wood, he's checked in for Griffin. Luke Kennard comes in for Doumbouya. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Langston Galloway. Now here's Moutier. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. It's deflected and stolen by Drummond. On the wing, Jackson. Wood with the bucket.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively, challenged shots, and really protected the rim.
Well, they certainly made their presence felt on defense. They were active and rejected a number of shots.
Fans, broadcasters love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will halt that break, slow down that break, stifle that break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's fouling doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game. So anything that takes away from teams scoring, you just can't say, well, we want to watch them score. Don't do it. No, honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because a player holds the ball too long.
Right.
Usually they have another open player in front of them that they could pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you'll still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight on the break.
Morris is checked in for Drummond. Good on the second free throw. And with the likely return of prep to pro prospects, Chris, some have argued for a high school combine to help determine who's ready to make the leap and who isn't.
I'm not really there with the high school combine. I still think that, you still have a level of college or a level of professionalism that can happen after. And I don't believe until you're ready to be evaluated for the pros immediately, should you have that combine. Your bodies are still growing. I talked to Jaren Jackson just yesterday, and he told me that he grew 2 inches over last summer. So I think it's a little unfair to judge these guys that early when their bodies and mentality still has a lot of development left.
For Utah, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Exum. Exum hits them both.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Now here's Green. After Markieff Morris's miss, Bradley. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Rose. Over Moutier. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 2008, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
It's his first trip to the line.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
And he knocks down the first one. And Rose drops them both.
Oh, not many players with the more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
now. Moutier. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Kennard. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, Greg, they've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor, just in total control so far.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for the Jazz. And that one misses. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
Here's Rose after Jeff Green's bucket, and the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul. Utah's on defense, down by 12. Wood kicks to Rose. Rose double teamed, 5 to shoot. Jackson has the open look, drops in the tray.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Exum passes to Green. Bradley trying to break free. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, the former Georgetown Bulldog, Jeff Green, now a veteran in the NBA. I mean, he's bounced around the last handful of years, but he's a smart player who still knows how to make an impact.
Utah shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Green, who is almost out of the league due to a heart condition, he's had a great career.
He has, Kevin. I mean, he's never been an all-star, but his production has never been lacking at any of his stops. I mean, lately, Green has been best as a leader for the second unit, who came up with a handful of scores every game.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
It's Wood, top of the key. The pass to Jackson. Shoots over Exum, and Davis pulls it down.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Exum with it. Jackson on him. Here's Bradley, stolen by Jackson. Kennard kicks to Jackson. Here's Wood. He's guarded by Davis. Wood passes to Rose. Pulls up. High post. And Davis pulls it down. Jazz trail by 13. Here's Mitchell. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D. Wade with how he plays.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. And the Utah Jazz, not exactly a magnet for big-name free agents, Greg, but for their young star, Donovan Mitchell, it has been a perfect fit.
You know, they needed a scorer. He's played big minutes from day one and really thrived in that role.
And Mitchell drops them both. Rose with the ball. 8 points for him. Pass to Jackson. Now Morris. Kicks to Rose. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Rose has got 10.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Exum finds Mitchell. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Detroit leading by 10. Outside Rose. Right side Jackson from the arc. Another 3 for Detroit.
Yeah, they've built up this lead 3 points at a time.
Oh, yeah, they certainly found something along the perimeter. Just an onslaught of 3-point bombs.
What a performance for Derrick Rose. He has been the story for the Detroit Pistons. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get right back to the action when we return. One of the better two-way guards in the NBA, Mike Conley, said his inspiration growing up was none other than Gary Payton.
He was one of my favorite players growing up. I had Gary Payton jersey, had the shoes, everything. So when I looked at a player, I was like, you know, he plays on both ends. I want to be able to do that too.
And you know, Conley, maybe not the size of Payton, but Greg, he's always taken the challenge defensively.
And you can see how much of an influence the glove had on Conley. He plays a lot like him on that end.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Pistons have been rolling right along, haven't they?
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, and now they got to find a way to keep it going, keep growing that lead.
Jackson is out there with Derrick Rose. Then there's Markieff Morris. And it's Kennard in at the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. And the Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. There's Jackson with the 3, and another 3 for Detroit.
Jackson has improved his three-point stroke. He can't be left alone from outside.
Now, here's Exum, guarded by Jackson. Bradley kicks to Mitchell. Over Rose. Bradley trying to break free.
Timeout.
Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket for Mitchell. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Chris, you know a little something about that power forward position. Who do you think will be the best at that position in let's say 3-5 years from now?
Wow, it may be who's the best at that position now will continue to be, and that's Anthony Davis. He can do it all. He was a point guard in high school, and what that gave him was ball handling skills, lateral quickness, and a mentality of a small guy. And we all want that as big fellas, that mentality, because you have the height. You just need to believe that you could do it on all ends of the floor, and he can do it defensively, offensively. He can coach. He could be your trainer as well, get guys healthy. I think AD could do it all.
Good explanation. And a different look here for the Pistons. Drummond's checked in for Morris. Griffin comes in for Christian Wood. Doomboy is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Derrick Rose. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Bradley. Bogdanovich comes in for Davis. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Green. And Mike Conley subbed in for Dante Exum.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control. And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
One shot.
And Jackson no good on that one. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Griffin passes to Jackson. Up and in on the layup. Jackson's got 9 points in the quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Bounce pass Conley. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Galloway. He's got 5. Passes it to Jackson. Gobert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. Moutier, he's checked in for Donovan Mitchell. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Drummond. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Drummond's got his second basket of the night.
In the painted area, Drummond is a wrecking ball. He finishes through contact like it was nothing.
And here is Conley. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And it's sent back by Drummond. Now, here's Doomboy. He's guarded closely. Jackson passes to Drummond. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
The strength of Drummond on display.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Jazz. It's a 16-point game. Last time they met was in Utah.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded. Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Galloway kicks to Jackson. He dishes it to Drummond. Over Conley. Goes back up and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Michael Conley picks one up.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
The first free throw is good. The shoe culture becoming a bigger part of the game. Signature shoes, custom shoes, collections. P.J. Tucker with over 4,000 pairs of shoes. C. Webb, are you a collector?
I love it, and it's all because of the Jordan phenomenon, what Michael Jordan did for the game, not just with the shoe, but what he did for the game and making it be so cool in the culture. I got to give my boys in Michigan, I got to give us a little credit, too, with what we did there. But the shoe game has definitely become something that's just crazy out of control. I love it, but no, yeah, I'm a little bit of a collector.
Pistons leading by 16. By himself, and the jam by Doumbouya.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Conley dishes to Moutier. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. Conley against Jackson. Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Moutier. But they get it back. A second chance effort. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Oh, the officials are all over that one. And you look back at that 2013 draft, just call it the year of the sleeper Euros. Giannis Antetokounmpo taken 15th, and this guy, Rudy Gobert, selected with the 27th pick.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And, you know, Greg, hindsight always being 20/20. The Greek Freak and Gobert probably go first and second in that 2013 draft.
Yeah, and Steven Adams probably top 4. The common thread, all of them play a hard-nosed style, not something that's always associated with foreign-born players, but they're erasing that perception.
And he can't hit the second. Well, they call Rudy Gobert the Stifle Tower, probably the game's most dominant rim protector.
And in today's game, that's not enough. You also have to come out of the paint and defend smaller players in switches. He straddles those 2 needs better than anyone in the league.
Ball's knocked loose. Dishes it to Moutier. Puts it up. Another miss by Utah. Pistons leading by 19 points. Here's Galloway. His last outing, 16 points for him. Pass to Griffin. Doumbouya with it. Galloway taking his time here. To the middle. Here's Drummond. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Drummond's got 6 in the quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Moutier. Count it from 12.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
All right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Griffin against Bogdanovich. Outside Griffin. Outside for Jackson. Off target from 3-point range. Jazz trailed by 19. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Now here's Moutier. D right on him. And Gobert kicks to Conley. With some arc, and it's good on the way in.
That's just the craftiness of Conley. He's exceptional at going to the floater when the defense gives him a chance.
Jackson passes to Galloway. The pass to Griffin. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Jazz. It's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away.
And you know, for the Jazz, This has been a season I'm sure they'd like to forget. And luckily, they'll be able to do that soon enough.
They have their work cut out in the offseason. The status quo isn't going to cut it. There has to be an overhaul.
Galloway.
And he hasn't been able to do much damage outside the three-point line. Just one triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter.
And Bogdanovich, the bucket on the assist from Conley. Conley's got 3 assists in the game. Now, here's Doumbouya. Ingles covering. Pass to Doumbouya. Drummond with it. Now defended by Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jackson. And that one goes long. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Jazz. Trailing by 17. Outside Griffin. Now the dish to Doumbouya. Outside for Jackson. Tipped away. Drummond passes to Jackson. Lobbed up there for Drummond. 56 seconds left to play in the first half. From deep. The offensive rebound. Here's Gobert. And it's sent back by Drummond.
And Drummond, a fearsome defensive presence. I mean, he can put you on your heels.
Jazz trail by 17. Now, here's Ingles. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him.
I appreciate the aggression, but that's already his second foul. He's got to play it a little safer now.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Morris is checked in for Andre Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Exum passes to Bradley. Just 4 to shoot. From deep. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Bangs home the trifecta. Mitchell's got 7 now in this quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
And they need those kind of plays right now. Smart defense that generates some more.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here with Quinn Snyder. Coach, your team has faced a lot of firepower from outside. How do you keep them from getting those three-pointers off?
Well, one, they're making them. Hopefully we can get them where they're not open and they're contested and see if they're making that many of them then. But they're getting them a variety of ways. We just got to be better.
Play outside-in defense, right? Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Reggie Jackson is having one of those nights. He ended up with 17 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly. And so far, he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
Well, the perimeter shooting is the reason they're ahead. I think we'll probably see more of that in the second half, especially if they can stay hot. Man, that's so hot, I got to take my suit off.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And the wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Reggie Jackson has been sensational.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. You talk about dialed in.
Oh, man, what a tremendous first half. Okay, obviously he's feeling the flow, and he's looking to keep it going.
So on the floor for Utah, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Rudy Gobert is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Ingles in at the 3, the small forward. Passes to Drummond. Clock at 6. Puts up a 3. Galloway, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Bucket is good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Left side, Griffin. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Griffin.
And something has really clicked for him at the free throw line. In the past 5 games, his percentage at the line is much better than it had been prior. Sometimes that's how it works. A switch flips and all of a sudden you're locked in.
And Gobert kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Gobert. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Gobert's got it back down to single digits for the Jazz. And in a league obsessed with shooting, easy to see why Bojan Bogdanovich has solidified himself as a key player.
I mean, over 40% from long range in recent years, competes defensively. He's a player.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Bogdanovich, no luck.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Galloway. Good D by Mitchell.
Now, I think he lets the D get to him there, and he rushes it. I mean, he has plenty of space there if he just takes his time.
Bogdanovich finds Conley. Now, Gobert. Back to Conley. Pass to Mitchell. Launches it. And Utah, another 3.
Oh, the floor general skills of Conley. I mean, he has a fantastic feel for when his teammates need the rock.
Rose passes to Griffin. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Well, you just got to respect the leaping ability of Drummond, leaving the floor effortlessly, throwing it through the hoop.
And the pass to Gobert. He kicks it to Bogdanovich. Gobert trying to get open. Bogdanovich, no luck. Pistons leading by 10. Here's Galloway. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Conley, and Utah again with the bucket.
Oh, the mid-range game of Conley. Terrific at being assertive and on the attack from there.
Rose passes to Drummond. Here's Doumbouya over Ingles. And there's Doumbouya on the assist by Drummond. Doumbouya's got his second bucket. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for Utah. It's a 10-point game. Utah calls timeout. Well, you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
Then get your mind right. Hey, praise up for the most part. Ain't no coming on so far. Head go, head so far. In the clouds in a minute now. I should get it now. Already told ya. I've been tired of the useless. I've been tired of the useless. I ain't even taking it loosely. Don't move me. Thinking it's a movie. I just wanna make a movie. Think it's like that when it takes.
And the Pistons making a change here. Kennard's checked in. And Utah also making a switch. Ed Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles. Conley feeling it out. Gobert dishes to Bogdanovich. Mitchell outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 17. The shot, no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. And Chris, one thing you have to like about Galloway is that he's always prepared to play.
Yeah, Galloway is the type of player that can see 5 minutes on the floor one game and then start and play 25 minutes the next one. I mean, just think about that focus for consistency. The production can be hit or miss, but he's a great plug-and-play option for a coach in need of filling minutes.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Galloway.
And what I like about Galloway is that he knows his role. He doesn't play outside of himself. He's a dependable player.
Jeff Green is checked in for the Jazz. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for Michael Conley. Galloway hits both of them. Jazz trail by 12. Mudiay looking around. Mitchell is double. Pass to Green. Fires the 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Green's got 7 points in the game.
And Green's become a dependable three-point threat. If you don't get a hand in his face, he can certainly knock those down.
It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
14 feet away. Rebound, Detroit. Griffin's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Galloway. The rebound by Mitchell.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Pistons leading by 11. Here's Kennard. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Gobert with the block. Here's Griffin. And that one is off. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Tells you a little something about their team. They've been able to pull in front despite his troubles tonight.
The drive by Green, and the shot goes in. Green's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Rose, drilled from 11 feet out. He's got 16.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Here's Mudiay. Davis, the pass to Mudiay. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Mudiay must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
The Jazz have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
That one is off. For the Pistons, Markieff Morris is checked in for Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Jackson in for Langston Galloway. Bradley's checked in for Utah. Dante Exum comes in for Donovan Mitchell. And he ends up missing both free throws. And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
Pass to Moutier. Back to Exum. Right side Bradley. Kicks to Moutier. 6 on the shot clock. Over Jackson. Misses off the right iron.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
Wood with the bucket. And the Pistons lead by 15.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Outside Jackson. Over Exum. Jackson misses. Jazz trail by 15. Pass to Green. Here's Davis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And checking out the numbers for Kennard. He's been in good form here the last few weeks. Putting up about 14 points a night, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
And that one misses. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Pistons. That one misses.
They're not doing themselves any favors with their free throw shooting this half.
Rose gets a wide open look. Another 3 for Detroit.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now Moutier, and they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Here's Bradley, and that one is stuffed right through.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
Here's Rose. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
Oh, he's perfect from the field this quarter. He's giving them the fits out there.
Now here's Exum, guarded by Jackson. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter of the game. Moutier with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Here's Exum. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Rose. Second shot opportunity. And that one's good. Griffin's got 11.
And the athleticism of Griffin, just remarkable. He's fantastic at using his elevation on the glass.
Moutier kicks to Davis. There's the pass to Moutier. Here's Bradley, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Pistons leading by 18. Rose with the ball. 23 points in the game. To the paint, Wood. The rebound by the Jazz. Davis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. To the inside. It's tipped. And here's Moutier. From deep three-point range. And so it's the Detroit Pistons holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA is headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. Wood out there with Griffin, and it's Doumbouya in at the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. Here's Conley. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
The handles of Conley, sick. I mean, he knows how to put on the display with his ball control when he wants to.
Kennard, the pass to Griffin. He dishes it to Jackson. They grab their own miss. The fader. Again, the Pistons score.
The work Griffin puts in the weight room pays off again. He takes the contact and muscles it into the bucket.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Right side, Conley. And Bradley gets it to go on the assist from Conley.
I mean, offensively, he's been their driving force, determined not to let the lead get any bigger.
Jackson kicks to Doumbouya. Up top, Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. Inside. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
Oh, and really, Jackson excels when the defense gets physical with him. He's more than up for any challenge.
Outside Conley. Down low, Bradley. And that one falls coming off Conley's feed. Conley's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Back to Kennard. Second chance shot, and it's blocked by Bradley. Bogdanovich, that's for 2. Tips it. Conley on the follow.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. And another 3 for Detroit.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Jazz trail by 17. Outside, Bogdanovich. Conley against Griffin. A floater, and it's laid in by Conley. Conley's got 6 here in this quarter.
With the second half he's having, his field goal percentage is way up there.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And Kevin, just look at the career of Mike Conley. I mean, early on, looking over his shoulder, felt his spot was up for grabs, and then a chip on his shoulder, trying to get that star recognition. Well, through it all, he stayed in the lab and kept working.
Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. Langston Galloway comes in for Luke Kennard. And Utah also making a switch. Mitchell's checked in. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Back to Galloway. 5 on the clock, and he gets the bucket. And the Pistons lead by 15.
I like the confidence from the guard. Galloway, he shows no fear in shooting off the pass.
Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. Now, Ingles, defended by Griffin. Now, here's Ingles. Mitchell with it. He's picked up by Drummond. And it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. And Utah has possession. Down by 15. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Monday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for that matchup against the Grizzlies, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Utah Jazz. They double-team Conley. Pass to Mitchell. This one for 3. Doumbouya pulls it in. Doumbouya's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Outside Jackson. Here's Doumbouya. Feeds it to Griffin. Over Bogdanovich. And Griffin scores. The assist by Doumbouya. Doumbouya's got 4 assists now tonight. Jazz trail by 19. Now Conley passes it to Gobert. Back to Conley. And Griffin sends it back.
Well, it's huge. Whenever Griffin comes up with blocks, I mean, you'd love to see him be more consistent in this area.
It's good. Griffin's got 13 points in the second half.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Gobert finds Mitchell. And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated. Constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing's new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, like myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media is going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
Well said. And the Jazz call time here.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, the defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. Here's Mitchell. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Mitchell's got 23 points.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Moutier kicks to Mitchell. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson says the arm muscles, Chris, on today's players don't measure up with what they used to be. Is that even important?
You know what? He's right, but I don't know how important that is unless, you just want to bring the gun show to the games and then pull out the arms and the curls and say, check out these muscles. But now I think, it's a lot different. And make no mistake, even though that is a true comment, the players of today are much more athletic than his day and my day. And I think that's because of technology. They understand core strength. They understand dieting. They understand rest. And so many, they're privy to so much information that we didn't have. But no more curls. It doesn't seem like there are any more Karl Malone 24-inch pythons, brother, out there in any of these games.
And it's sent back by Drummond. Rose with the ball. Pass to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Moutier against Rose. Got it. Good job in the low post. Rose has got 17 now, just in the second half.
And Rose playing a big role offensively. He's got to be a focal point of your defensive scouting report. No doubt he can hurt you.
Trying to get open is Bogdanovic. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Top of the key, Griffin. Right wing. 6 to shoot. Rose kicks to Galloway. Over Mitchell. And there's another one for the Pistons. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Moutier dishes to Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight?
Here's Rose, and the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Pistons.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
A 2-game season series, they win them both and complete the sweep.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Rose.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
Drummond fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
What's up?
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling. Well, yeah, and Andre Drummond is the epitome and maybe the last of the traditional center. And with that said, it hasn't been easy to find a match for him in the post, but Blake Griffin might have changed all that.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Thon Maker's checked in for Griffin. Tony Snell comes in for Doumbouya. Brownie's checked in for Langston Galloway. And Tim Frazier's subbed in for Derrick Rose. Free throw, no good for Drummond.
Now, it took Drummond years of practice to improve his free throw shooting, and his hard work paid off little by little as his free throw percentage began creeping up. It's still a work in progress, though, but it's getting there.
Williams-Goss, the pass to Mitchell. Mitchell is double. Here's Williams-Goss. That shot, no good. Some solid defense from Brown. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Ed Davis.
It's hard to defend Drummond without fouling him, Kevin. I mean, he excels at getting contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Drummond. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Williams-Goss. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.